exciting day today. I am here, just checking how far off this little island I am, and this is the Galapagos. So I would say about halfway through them. This is the big tall island. The wind shadow kind of extends like this, so unfortunately I may be arriving to it tonight, which would be not fun because it means a motor. But then once I get to this point, I should be away from that, and then I turn across the equator, which is approximately there. I marked it, and head, this is my path straight to the Marquesas. Really exciting. And there's a crazy current, 6.4 knots, and I have a working jib and my little main up. I'm just flying. It's really gusty and very exciting. Maybe I'll see land here, but I kind of doubt it. I'm passing it far because there's this guy and there's a lot of current around here, and I don't want to freak out the I've heard stories about the Navy boarding boats or to get too close. I don't want that to happen, so I'm gonna stay away from it, mostly for the current and to get a slightly less bad wind shadow. But yeah, if I was to keep up 6.3 knots, I'd be past it tonight, but I don't think that's the case. I will experience some wind shadow, but these are exciting times indeed. The sun is rising over the Galapagos. This is and then if you look over here, there's a dark lump that is a little island just off the coast. This is crazy beautiful. Because I'm in the wind shadow of Isabella. In this case, it's only about 25 miles wide, and there's a nice current with me, so it hasn't been bad, except that I'm super exhausted. But this sunrise is making it all worth it. It's crazy. After the fast, big seas that I've been having, it's crazy to have just no wind at all with my engine on and super flat, calm seas. I'm in the lee of the Galapagos in both the wind sense and the ocean sense, so everything is really flat, and it is one of the most gorgeous sunrises I've seen in a really long time. You can see the Galapagos! This is so cool! And the equator is here. And once I get to this point, I'm just going to zoom straight to the Marquesas. So, my squiggly line trip is coming to an end, and I'm about to be in the beautiful trades. And I'm just going to zoom along every day and be so very... After sunrise, the wind started to pick up a little bit, so I decided it was time to raise the head sail and see if I could get some miles under my keel. Motoring's pretty slow, 3 knots, so any amount of sail I can put up is very helpful. I still had to motor, but I was able to engage my wind vane again and chill for a little bit without steering. To take a shower. It's been a while. I'm not going to tell you how long, but this will be the second one I've taken in 13 days. The problem is that the water is so cold and the air is getting chillier now. So what I'm going to do is get my dark blue bucket, put some seawater in it and let it stand out until maybe 1, and hopefully it warms it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to suck it up and do it because I'm starting to disgust myself, which takes a lot. I feel amazing. Now if only I could have some wind, it would be so lovely. So the water around me is full of thousands of these, they look like really tiny jellyfish. So I threw a bucket in to see what is in the water, and I just pulled it up, and this is what... Sorry. I think they're really little jellies. They're tiny jellyfish, and it's so cute. Also, yes, the only glasses I have on board are shot glasses. Oh my gosh, look how precious. So freaking cool. I have no idea what kind of jellyfish there are, but there must be a spawn because they're everywhere. So, even though my broke ass never is gonna make it to the proper Galapagos, I watched the sunrise over the hills, and I've had a Galapagos wildlife interaction, all from the safety of my boat about 15 miles offshore. So take that, poor Holly. You can have experiences in the Galapagos. Now please, I would love a wind experience. Okay, thanks, bye. So people have told me that on this trip I'm gonna get a ton of goosenecks growing on the leeward side of my boat. And it's crazy because I've been in the most ridiculous rough seas ever. And just now, since I'm so becalmed, I thought I'd poke my head over the side and look at what's growing on my boat. I have an infestation. So what I'm gonna do is lash this scraper to this PVC pipe and just scrape over the side and try to get rid of some of these bad boys. The water line. This is the perfect day to do it while I'm becalmed and try to fix it all. Okay, we have scraper and ready for action. Let's get rid of some mussels. Oops, first let's get back onto course. This is the problem with only having a wind vane, is that when there's no wind, it's just me and the tiller forever. Okay, scraping time. Okay, eviscerating operation complete. It's crazy how quickly those little things grow on the side of my boat. This guy isn't ideal because it's a little bit too flexible. So I think I'm going to try to find a harder scraper or maybe take the back side of one of my brushes, but it's definitely something I want to stay on top of because I know they can get up to 2 inches long by the time you get to the Marquesas, and I do not want that. So far today I've seen a shark, sea lions, a bunch of cool birds, and some weird tiny baby jellyfish, and I am so tired. I think in the past 36 hours I've probably gotten 3 hours total of sleep, and it's really hot in the sun. I've been on the Helm since 3 in the morning, motoring. The reason I went north of the Galapagos is because the wind shadow was supposed to be 25 miles wide. Otherwise I would have tried to push it to go south, and it totally is not 25 miles wide. I think I've been going for 50 miles at this point. Sea lions. Woo! There they go. They're so cute. They're just hanging out. Pretending to be a tree. Oh, wildlife. If I ever become old and rich and bored and feeling very philanthropic, I think I'm going to start a Galapagos grant for young, poor sailors who will never otherwise get the opportunity to see it. And you just have to write to me about why you want to see it, and then I'll give you the money to go to the Galapagos, because this place is bitchin', and I'm honestly kind of sad that I am not able to visit it. Just the amount of wildlife that I've seen 10 or 15 miles offshore is crazy. I bet it's so gorgeous in there. Dude, what a day. Hello, Galapagos. This has been fun. I really hope one day to be able to visit it for real. This is definitely the most tired that I've been the whole trip. I feel like my head is just like a spaceman helmet, but way too big and full of water and sloshing around. I am like one of those, you know, those like things with the weight in the bottom that you knock it over and it keeps coming back up, except the weight's in the top for me and it just falls over without you touching it. Okay, I look back on the Holly of 2 hours ago as the sweet, innocent young girl who didn't realize that her life myself a point 20 miles in the future, which will take me 6 hours because I motor at 3 knots. It's great. And I'm gonna motor to that. I'll get there at 12:30, at which point I'll have been on the Helm for 21 hours with 3 hours of sleep, which will be great. So what I'm doing in the meantime is booting on my old laptop that has a ton of music on it that I'm not able to get on any of my other devices. And once this is loaded, I'm gonna have the most exclusive dance party in the Equatorial region. Because what else are we supposed to do? Cry? Tried that. Didn't really help that much. So now we're going on to party. Really hoping that it gets interrupted by some wind, but the cards seem to be in the favor of dance party. So here we go. You know, it's beautiful right now. People would pay good money for this sort of experience. I mean, look at it. We're at 12:30. If there's still no wind, I'm just shutting the whole operation down, pulling sails, lashing the helm, and I'm just gonna sleep for 4 hours and get up at 4:30 in the morning and start motoring again. I think I'm down to motor, I don't know, who knows. Hopefully at the 20-mile mark. According to my calculations, that could be the spot where the wind comes back, given the wind angle and the size of the Galapagos, so we'll see. In the meantime, let's bump some tunes. Thank you guys for watching this week's video. I've been so excited to share this one with you because it's kind of fun, and I think it's a prime example of trying to make the best of a not so great situation when you're at sea. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Tish, for uploading these videos for me onto the internet. French Polynesia has terrible cell and Wi-Fi for the most part. That's not why you come here. You come here for the beautiful everything else, nature and people. So it does make it a challenge to get my YouTubes uploaded. Sometimes I put them on a micro SD card and mail them to the US, and she puts them on from there. Sometimes I can get Wi-Fi from a resort for the price of a glass of wine, so it's a win-win, really. So I never know how they're going to make it on when I upload them, but that's part of the fun. Tish always helps me get them onto YouTube at the right time. If you're interested in seeing where I am now and maybe some pictures of resorts and wine, I don't really know, probably not, but you never know. Check me out on Instagram. @BoatLizard is my account, and you can see more up-to-date things on what I'm doing in time and space in the present, man. Thank you so much to all of my patrons who are supporting me on Patreon. You guys are amazing, and you are truly making this journey possible for me. If you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, my account is patreon.com/windhippie. That would be cool if you want to check me out. If not, no pressure. Just enjoy anyway. I bring this content to you ad-free because that's kind of what my lifestyle is about, so enjoy. These are for everyone. Thank you for your lovely comments, and I do love interacting with you guys in the comments when I have internet to look at them, which isn't always. I think that's it. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks with another video.